In the top left corner, playing Mala, it is Santa. And in the bottom right, also playing Mala, I'm going to complain for a moment. It's Magicall. I'm going to complain for a moment. I'm going to go on a bit of a rant, okay? XOL just got stealth units, okay? Detection is now a thing in Immortal. And these players go ahead and choose Mala. Mala. Why would you choose Mala when XOL exists right now? Come on, man. We gotta experimente with these units. We gotta figure out some memes to do with the invisible stuffs. So while these players are starting, let me just go over real quick what units have detection now. Teapots, when they're upgraded into their flying state, are now detectors. That is not a permanent solution, I don't believe, for detectors, but it is the current one as of right now. The Bone Stalkers, which are the replacement for the Hunters as under the Aru faction as XOL. It used to be the Mala had the Hunters as well as XOL, but now XOL has the Bone Stalkers, and those are similar to the Hunters, but I believe their attack speed is a little bit slower, their damage is a little bit higher, they're not as fast, they don't have the infuse ability. The infuse is the thing you get from the Immortal, from getting Pyre and activating it from that, but it's there's another ability. I don't remember what it's called exactly, but it's basically like a Stimpact equivalent for the Hunters, and the Bone Stalkers don't have that. But what they do have is an upgrade that you can get from the Neurosite, same place as the infused style upgrade for the Hunters. And once you have that upgrade, when the Bone Stalkers are sitting still for, I think it's 4 seconds, close to 4 seconds, they become invisible, and they stay invisible. And then after 10 seconds of them moving, if they move, they become uninvisible, or they shoot. If they start shooting, they become uninvisible. There's also an upgrade you can get where you can increase their damage output after they've become not invisible. So the first shot they take, I believe, can have a damage increase. That comes from the red veil, I believe. But anyway, we see Santa went for a really early third base. This is really greedy. I really like that. Magicall is going for the standard schmandard Zakal memes that we've been seeing over the past month or two from the change in Zakal's. He is scouting around with his teapot, and he does notice that there aren't any units out for Santa. This is super greedy from Santa. He's going to have to defend with his life in order to be able to defend this attack. He doesn't have any more units in production, as he can't. He only has one Altar of the Worthy. He is at maxed out when it comes to units, so these units are the ones he's going to have to use to defend all of these upgraded Zakals. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. He's got to get something else as a defensive structure. He is getting a tower now. It is just going down when these calls are coming in. Coming in now. It does get canceled. Santa's like, oh crap, I'm not gonna be able to defend this. This is really fast. Oh my gosh, Santa went for a 4th base. Okay, well, I think Santa might just die here. He's pulled the boys. He's pulled the symbiotes. Here come the remaining reinforcements that calls, and a couple of symbiotes have been taken out. Magicall's just kiting away because he knows he just has to survive in order to win. The Hunters are doing what they can. Infuse comes down, and the Zakals take out the remaining symbiotes, and then they come and attack the Hunters, and that's going to be a GG from Santa. Magicall just kind of eliminating Santa after he went super greedy 4 bases. That was interesting. I don't think we ever need to see that again. But the server is lagging. Oh no, there's too many dervish. They've broken oh my gosh, there's so many symbiotes. There's 5,000 supply worth of symbiotes, and there's so many. Okay, well, this game has turned into something else. So this is happening. I don't think going into this game we could have ever expected something like this to happen. GG is called for Magicall. There's just too many symbiotes. The boys have been pulled, and there's nothing you can do against the boys. Let's be honest. Well, that was interesting. The players have chosen their characters. I don't know why I went into an accent, but I did. Anyway. Please work. Please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Yes! In the top left, playing as Orzum, his normal main character, it is Santa. And his opponent in the top right, playing XOL with the new changes, it is Magicall. Now, something interesting about XOL, okay? Last game, we were talking about how the invisible units were the Bone Stalkers. So there are some other units that can go invisible as well. The Whitewood Reapers, which have previously gone largely unused, as the fact that they can go invisible was kind of their selling point, the reason that they were good. When you attack, I believe, is when they go invisible. So that's something that we might see from Magicall. Another invisible unit is the, I don't know how to pronounce it properly, the Akaluxes, basically the anti-siege unit. I think the Dislodger as XOL, the replacement for the, it's like the Dread Sister equivalent to Mala. You can get a Red Seer for XOL, and then once the Red Seer has full mana, it can morph into a Akalux, and it's like a long-range AoE attack, kind of like a missile that follows its target and explodes. Maybe we'll see some, but those units are now invisible as well. So I feel like XOL has a lot of powerful tools that could be used. We see Magicall's going double ether instantly. So is Santa, maybe slightly delayed, but what to expect from Santa? Well, you can always expect Dervish from Santa. Magicall has been messing around with XOL a bit. I'm interested to see what he makes an attempt out of. So these are the Bone Stalkers. You can't zoom in on the fortunately you can't zoom in on their animation, but they'll pop out in a moment here. Something new about the UI. We see there's a little knife next to the supply value for each player. That's pretty cool. I like that little touch. So these are Bone Stalkers. They're very creepy, if you ask me, and they're very bony, as the name says. But they're a lot of fun to play. I'm interested to see what Magicall can do with them. There's also a slashing noise for Zentari when they are fighting. It gives me some Age of Empires vibes, which I am down for. I like it. Magicall just kind of coming in and yoinking that, stoinking, that's a word. I was going to say stealing, and then I changed it to yoink mid casting of the word. Steals the pyre. So as you can see, the attack speed, I believe it's a little bit slower than the Hunters, but I think it does do a little bit more damage. I could be crazy. This is just me eyeballing it, if you will. I haven't compared the exact numbers for each unit, which is possible to do in the Discord if you want to join the main Discord for Immortal. They do have all of their patch stuff, patch notes, the descriptions of the units, all that fun stuff on there. We see a third Ether Extractor from Santa before a third base, so he's kind of doing the opposite of what he did the last game, not being super greedy. He's going for an Angelarium as well. I like that. We see 4 Dervish about to pop out here as well. The Dervish are very powerful against these Bone Stalkers, as they are considered a light unit. Now this is one of the new castable abilities as XOL. I don't remember exactly what it does to the T, but it provides vision in a specific area, and it can provide bonus damage for the units in that area for a short period of time. These Centauri are going to be able to get away. These Dervish are running in. There are some Underspines that have been rooted here, and they are going to move those Dervish away, but the Dervish are going to move around. Underspines unsiege. They're going to try and get in position. Nice little wall here Magicall's got. Underspines a siege, and the Dervish are pushed away for the moment. Well done by Magicall in defending against Santa's dervishes. I expect to see a third base soon from Santa. He hasn't gotten any damage done as of yet, and he's going to be looking to, but he's not going to be all inning. I don't believe that. That is not Santa's style. I'm interested to see what he's pulling out of the Angelarium, though. We do see a Scepter coming out. Santa loves harassing his opponents. He is going for these rocks, and this is spotted, maybe potentially by Magicall. It isn't. So there's the invisibility of the Underspines. He casts his ability. It's only 25 pyre. Underspine, or the Bone Stalkers show up, but the Bone Stalkers are light units, so they kind of just get clapped by the Dervish. Yeah, that was unfortunate for Magicall. But yeah, what you saw there, that's the look. It's not the final look. Obviously, it's just kind of temporary as to what units will look like when they are cloaked. Underspine's coming out here now to try and stop these Dervish with a couple of Zacals as well, and they're going to be able to push this away. Couple more Dervish, and we see an Absolver as well. So Santa's going pretty heavy on the Dervish. He knows that the Bone Stalkers are kind of the focus when it comes to Zal, and the fact that they're light units. There's the animation again. Those units are not visible to Santa. Pretty cool if you ask me. Scepter coming out. At this point, Santa's been on Magicall's side on the map, but that hasn't stopped Magicall from getting plenty of pyre. He's up to 185 right now, and he is moving out a little bit. Seems like he wants to get a little aggressive. Show Santa that he's not just going to sit back and relax and let him do his thing. Third base is coming up for Magicall. It's almost done. Dervish try and look for something there, but don't find anything. There's a couple Bone Stalkers trying to defend here, but Dervish just kind of run by, and they're going to move in. Oh, that nice shot on those symbiotes. He kills 4 of them so far. Looking for the other 2. It's all of those, ends up getting all of those symbiotes, and only loses a single Dervish. Well done. Meanwhile, Magicall's army is pushing away for other of the remaining Dervish of Santa, and on the back end, Santa is getting his third base down finally. It's about halfway done. Not as far along as Magicall's, but Magicall did lose a bunch of his workers in his natural, so that was pretty unfortunate. Scepter Dervish combo here. There's only a couple of Bone Stalkers to defend, and they quickly get taken out by the Dervish, and now these Dervish have free reign on the mineral line, alloy line of Magicall. Now, the Bastion and the tower here are going to be pretty difficult, and not to mention the fact that Thrums have popped out, so this Scepter is going to end up dying. The Dervish escape out of there. Now that Magicall has shown his hand, but Santa knows he's going to be going Thrums. He's going to be needing to get some static defense up, some sort of anti-air. Seems like he's already done that. He was expecting Thrums, so that's pretty good on Santa. We also see Absolver Tech. Really love to see that. I like what the macro that Santa's got going on in the background while picking apart his opponent. He's still got a couple Dervish in the main here, barely not being seen by these Thrums. This is the expected thought for the Dervish to be, and unfortunately the Dervish do run into the Thrums. They are going to get taken down here, but not before they make an attempt on some Symbiotes' lives. Symbiotes get pulled away, and only one gets taken out, but the Dervish are still going to be annoying, costing Magicall some valuable time. A couple more Dervish in from the north, looking for some more Symbiotes. Might be able to get one. He does, and he also gets away with the Dervish, and he also gets away with one Dervish from the main. Well done micro-wise from Santa. As I say that, he runs it into a wall. A caster curse right there. But now he's got his third base established, and he is defendable. He's got an army at home. He's got some Sentinels to be able to deal with the Thrums if they come across the map. It doesn't seem like Santa has crazy invested into the Thrums. He kind of just wanted Santa to react, and he has done that. He's got 1, 2, 3 Fire Singers in each base. That is about a 600 alloy investment. So 600 alloy for 4 Thrums is not the worst investment as Magicall. He also invested in some Sentinels, so Magicall making Santa react to this accordingly, and pretty good job by Magicall. Although these Thrums are being chased, they're trying to chase the Sentinels. I do believe the Sentinels will win this fight, though, even without micro, and they do so a little bit. We did see a little bit of the armies got a little bit close to each other. They chose to move away. I'd say the ground army of Magicall is slightly larger than the ground army of Santa's, but Santa definitely has more potential when it comes to the Hollowers. By that I mean Santa's army is going to scale better, even if right now Magicall's army is slightly bigger. We can see in the army value that size matters. Now we see, this is smart. Magicall has got his Bone Stalkers positioned on the top of this ramp, and they're all invisible. They all go in uninvis, take out his Zentari, and they're having to move away now. But that you can see that invisibleness of the Bone Stalkers used there. We see some Red Seers out here now, so we are going to be seeing hopefully some Acalyxes from Magicall. They do have full mana now, and he is going to be able to morph those soon once he has the resources to do so. Seems like those Sentinels took out those Thrums, and now they are just meat shields. Although you might want to keep them around in case Magicall decides to make some more Thrums in the future. Although based on the units he's producing, I don't see that happening. We do see a little bit of a Dervish run by from the north. There is some static defense here from Magicall, but not quite enough for the Dervish to be able to not just run in and kind of kill all the symbiotes. These Dervish are going to go down, but they did kill that whole alloy line, and that's not a bad trade, in my book. At this stage of the game, that's not the worst trade. We do see a little bit of an army engagement here. Hallower shots coming out. Magicall not wanting to engage with his yet. He doesn't quite have the army tech in order to be able to take a full-fledged engagement without some sort of positional advantage. Speaking of positional advantage, though, these Hallowers are pretty secluded, and we do see the vision ability. I don't remember what it's called. I need to remember the name. From XOL, Magicall coming out here. So I don't know exactly the button to be able to see the vision. Is it Z? I don't remember. Hold on. I'm pressing buttons on the keyboard to figure out if I can remember. Oh, that's not the button. I opened a command prompt. Don't do that. I don't know what the key is, but there's a way you can see the vision of Magicall. So he may have been able to see that whole army movement of Santa. We'll never know because I'm not a good observer and I don't know the button. I'll have to ask Zard later, though. He's a pretty good observer. We see a couple Dervish moving out. They're going to be looking to attack the fourth base that is now almost completely done from Magicall. We do see a fourth base as well from Santa, so that's pretty good. The Bone Stalkers are being Bone Stalkers, although there is no anti-air for this army over here from Magicall, so he does try and move his Sentinels in for that vision. The Bone Stalkers are invisible now, so Magicall can do something sneaky here, but they are detected by something. I believe it might be the static defense. He loses a couple and he is pushed away now. Just being annoying, pushing in here there. Magicall has 300 pyre. Holy crap. He's going to be able to use an infuse and maybe even Zol's ultimate ability and still have some left over if he wants to take a crazy engagement. And he's still getting more. He's up to 320 pyre now. Holy moly. Those Dervish did get in and harass the natural symbiotes of Magicall. Derp, thank you for the 9-month sub. I don't have alerts on right now because I'm recording a YouTube video, but thank you, Prigante. You're awesome. So, this is one of the stranger things I think we've seen from Santa, which is definitely saying something. We've got a tower going up here, and it's actually almost halfway complete before Magicall does anything about it. That would have been funny if that had gotten up. I don't think we've ever seen that before. At least I haven't. It is going to get taken down, though. Let's see if it's a cancel. It is a cancel. Dervish moving in here, killing one symbiote, I believe. He's just kind of keeping that army or that base at bay while Santa's got an economic advantage. He's defending this position. He's moving towards a fifth base as well. He's also moved into the main base of Magicall. He's just like, yeah, hello, I'm here now. And we see behemoth production from Magicall, so he is trying to get that tech. A pillar is going to come down here from Santa, and this is going to be a really defensible position. This is going to be really hard for Magicall to push into. His Bone Stalkers are on the other side of the map, though, and there's nothing to really defend them, so they are going to attack the third base of Santa. Magicall's main base is going to try and move toward this. I'm sorry, Magicall's main army is going to try and move toward his main base to try and do something, but this is a pretty brutal move from Santa. He's kind of just killing all the tech and production of Magicall, and this is pretty rough. He's got Absolver sieged up. Zephyr's siege forward. Sorry, Blink wind step forward. Another pillar comes down. Santa also saved his pyre, and he had enough pyre for 2 pillars. So now he's got 2 pillars in this main base, right on top of the ramp. Oh no, a couple Red Seers moving in, and this is a really strong spot from Santa. He's got a really demanding position here. Now, Bone Stalkers on the other side of the map do have free reign, but are the Bone Stalkers enough to be able to justify this massive army from Magicall. The Magicall's army doesn't have any anti-air, so those Sharu were just able to walk across the map completely freely. And now there's nothing really to defend. Sharu Shot's coming out, wind step forward, and the main army for Magicall is going to be gone. And I mean, oh, it looks like so. That's why I didn't see this. Magicall GG's. Something I noticed there: the Bone Stalkers don't show up on the minimap when they're invisible. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, GG for Magicall. He can't possibly win the base trade. Well done from Santa, kind of just running in there and killing everything of Magicall's. Magicall didn't see it coming, moved in, grabbed the position, and won the game because of it. He used all his pyre. Well done from Santa.